of the folks we're probably going to see in the final stage of the tournament.
Indeed. So we have 5 people that are already guaranteed to be in brackets. They are the ones that went 3-1, 4-0. We had 2 race-offs of everybody that was at 2-2, so 7 racers. We had the first one yesterday, and we did 2 separate races just because of people's schedules and whatnot. And we're doing 4 people today. So it's not 2 races. It's not your usual top race, bottom race. It's a 7-player free-for-all, top 3 times advance of the brackets.
Indeed. So like the best race times are deciding. And yeah, talking about Spearster before, he also laid already down a 1:23.26. So it's up to those 4 races today to beat that time, to get even lower to that time, to be within the top 3 players of this race to advance to the final group stage. The final bracket stage.
I had to swap over and watch that transition again. All right,
No
so
problem.
the time runners are looking to beat today is ideally 1:23.36. That's the time Spearster set down yesterday. It's currently the top time of the 3. Second was White Wolf, who's at 1:37.06, and then the third player forfeit. So, with that in mind, what do you think we're going to see today?
Oh yeah, like I said, GreenTunic, definitely some of the OG racers tonight. Xander also has been around for quite a while, Dragon as well. Mchan rather one of the newer players, but he's been getting really good PBs, so he's one of the players which are really not to be underestimated in this race. It's going to be a really tight thing here. Like anything can happen between those 4 runners, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, with 100%, we're looking to collect. Let's talk about what we need, and then what can go wrong. We need all the capacity upgrades, all of the items, 20 seashells to get the level 2 sword, all the photos. I'm sure I've missed something right there. All heart pieces, heart containers. So there's a lot to collect.
We need the boomerang, so we need to finish the magic lens quest. Basically, what we get asked a lot to get that right out of the way. We don't have to collect all 26 seashells, only 20 to get the level 2 sword. And yeah, since this is the DX version, we're going to collect all the photos. And what the guys are doing right off the bat, they're trying to collect 10 rupees, and you can see they're sticking out their shield to get something called rupee duplication. Like Link can pick up the rupees with his body, but also with a sword, and if you make the rupees drop in between, you just can get 2 rupees with only picking up 1 rupee at a time. So that's a pretty cool glitch there they can abuse for that. And Dragon having a really sick RNG there.
Indeed, he got all 10 before he even save and quit. Now, unlike last year's tournament, we are allowing saving and quitting during this, which does add some route changes, takes away some backtracking, takes away most of the piece of power usage.
Indeed. But we're saying none of the folks having too bad RNG with the rupees there. No. I mean, Dragon really having world record RNG here with the rupees. Cutting his way through the bushes to get to the 20 yen because we also need some powder. Accidentally talking to the kid. Shame on you.
That was no accident. That's RNG manipulation.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
Always RNG minute.
Yeah. Also, we can see GreenTunic not having too bad RNG as well. They're being quite neck on neck at the moment. Yeah, so this is gonna be really good. We had some 100% races where the early game RNG just goes away so far. One racer having really good RNG, the other one having really the worst RNG you can imagine. This is pretty good for a race that all of our races today having sort of good or average RNG, we could say.
That's for now. There will still be plenty more RNG later, but I think we have a bit before we have to deal with that.
Yeah. Indeed.
So, through the village, at this point, each runner has 2 seashells. And now on our way to get the Dungeon 1 key. And we're going to be putting some bombs to use here shortly.
Indeed, we saw Mchan attempting something there called a bomb trigger, also on Xander's screen. if you're dropping a bomb on a screen transition, it actually drops 2 bombs if you do it correctly, and that, for whatever weird reason, triggers cutscenes. That's also how we're gonna trigger the cutscene where Terran is gonna, yeah, re-evolve to his normal state, like from the raccoon back to his human state.
We could have just walked up to him with the powder, but it's quicker to do the bomb trigger, and we don't need those bombs later on, because when we get the capacity upgrade, we'll be getting a bomb refill with it.
Yeah, also the cutscene is way shorter, because if you sprinkle the powder over Terran, he like bursts around through the screen and finally explodes and becomes a raccoon. No, the normal state again, of course, like from the raccoon into the normal state. And we see Xander going for the pit walk. Oh my sorry, whoa. That's insane, man. Like, Xander is really, he's kind of notorious for doing that pit walk, and it's like really precise and really frame rule dependent, so like that's a really insane trick right there.
It does save a chunk of time.
Indeed. Like 3 to 4 seconds at least, I'd say. Yeah, well, let's see if we're gonna see some more risky strats from Xander here. I mean, like, that's high risk, low reward, but that's what we're here for.
Well, look at it this way. In this race, it's all or nothing. Go all out, try and go out with a bang, try and move on to the bracket.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, those races have been doing well. All of those have 2 wins and 2 losses. So, yeah, I mean, like, we have had really good races, though. So, you know, losing 2 times in the early stage, you know, once you race against Vlak and Zagas, you know, like some of the top players of the leaderboards, you got 2 loses easily. So, it's not a shame to be in this tiebreaker tournament.
Not at all. Alright, and everybody getting their feather and moving on.
Indeed.
Coming up to breaking the game.
Yeah, we're gonna have on GreenTunic screen there something called super jumping. He's gonna clip into the bottom wall, and actually not using the arrows here. I guess he accidentally wasted some arrows earlier, so he's gonna play the safe strat with the sword there. And yeah, what you do there is like you're kind of abusing a broken game mechanic where you're standing into a wall, and the game actually took the same tiles for walls. It's the same, like, those wall tiles are the same tiles that are used for tiles where you can jump down a cliff or something. And if you clip into these tiles, you can trick the game into thinking you're on a high layer, and that makes you enables you to do that thing we call super jumping. Dragon taking the lead here again by a little.
Nobody getting trolled by Trolldorm.
Yeah, that's pretty good, especially Mchan. Like, he had some not that good early RNG, and he's like keeping up with the OGs here. Like, you know,
Trolldorm, he moved around on him a bit, but he did his best to not get knocked into the pit, which would have been the major time loss. So he did all right.
Indeed, like, you don't want to get knocked down that pit. That's like 10 seconds time loss or even more.
I mean, I know we're not far in, but I love seeing all 4 of these runners here pretty much on the same screen.
Oh yeah, like, that doesn't happen too often in a 4-player 100% race.
No, not at all. Alright, so on our way to Dungeon 2, we're going to collect a few things on the way, including starting the photo sequence, whatever you want to call it. We're going to visit the camera shop. There we go, English.
Yeah. Like, this is a DX only thing, that there's this camera shop where you can like talk to the mouse. And well, Dragon, interestingly, not getting the heart piece early on. Like, Dragon is notorious in 100% for taking like weird routes and whatnot. Some people say he's even improvising the whole thing, but he's a little on the lead there because he's not opting to get that heart piece you see GreenTunic and Xander just collected. Starting the photo quest right away, you're just going to talk to the mouse, and the mouse is like, even if you're saying no, the mouse is eventually forcing you to take a photograph and giving you this book, and you have to fill it with Well, photographs. We already have 2 because we stole from the shop and the mouse took our photos, so 10 more photos to go.
Indeed. Unfortunately, you absolutely have to steal in this category because you need that photo. Not that anyone wouldn't want to steal.
Yeah.
Stealing's bad, folks.
As long as it's stealing in video games, we're fine with that on speed gaming. And yeah, you see on Dragon's screen there, we have like a mini boss we have to fight here to get our companion Bow Wow. We just need him to, because he can't eat the flowers that are blocking the entrance to Dungeon 2. Like a small dungeon here, and you can see Dragon there doing the save and quit to backtrack to the entrance of the dungeon. So that's like something we will see our runners doing a lot there, to do the save and quit, to backtrack a little, save some time.
Now in the 90% route, we would keep Bow Wow with us throughout the entire game. In this, we cannot, again, because of photos. And now to enter D2, we have to wait for Bow Wow to get hungry and eat.
Yeah, average RNG for Dragon, I would say here. But
yeah, not terrible.
Yeah. So, once again, if you just joined, Dragon seems to be ahead, but he skipped a heart piece, which is hopefully gonna get later. So we got like different route options because it's 100%. We have to collect so much stuff, and there's like sort of the quickest route so far as we know, at least.
Oh wow, please. Oh man, GreenTunic. Not having good RNG with Bow Wow.
Awful RNG there.
Nobody really had great RNG. It was mostly just average.
Yeah, you could say that. But I mean, like, anything above 5 seconds is really bad, I guess. And Dragon might be actually in the lead here, even though we have to consider that he has to pick up the heart piece and the log cave later.
Indeed. By the way, that was a mini-boss. The developers, I guess, didn't expect us to steal the bow this early. And even though stealing's intended, and the bow is a little bit on the overpowered side.
Yeah, like the bow is, I don't know, like if you compare it with the Hinox fight, it does like 4 times the damage of a normal sword strike. So it's a pretty powerful weapon. You can see it on GreenTunic screen here. If you fire the arrows quickly enough, it's like so fast the boss music isn't even playing.
Oh, Dragon has to reset the room.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Oh, haven't we all?
Yeah, it's like really
he is getting trolled and taking a lot of damage.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, we have to kill these enemies in a specific order to get the Nightmare Key, which is gonna be the key we need to get to the boss here. And Dragon going for the newfound strat there. Usually we have to pick up the pot at the bottom of this screen, but turns out if you pick up the bomb, it's also enough weight so the platform goes down. So that's a pretty cool new tech we found just recently, I guess. It might have been found before, but like it has been rediscovered, and we're using it for speed strat now.
Yeah, I didn't know about it to the last race I commentated, and I went, what on earth? How's that working?
Oh, yeah. It was like the guys talked about it on the Discord.
There's been a lot found in the past, I'd say 2 months for this category since the tournament was announced. Tons of world records, new routes, new strats. Just a lot going on.
Indeed. We're seeing a beautiful quick kill by Dragon here. Just wall clipping into the wall to get the quick kill on the vase face, and using up bomb and then the bomb barrel to get a quick kill on the genie boss. Fun fact, if you're playing the French or the German version of this game, this guy actually drops 2 heart containers. In the Japanese or the US version, it only drops 1, so...
Really?
Yeah. That's like a really weird thing in the game. That's actually why we also, you know, like this is Link's Awakening DX. It's the color version for the Game Boy Color, the color remake for the Game Boy Color. And that glitch which I just described with a genie there, is actually the reason why we run on the original Link's Awakening in France. Like we were running not in Japanese, because Japanese is most of the time it's the fastest because the text boxes are shorter. But the original Link's Awakening 100% category at this day is actually run in France, in French language, because our French version has that weird trick where you get 2 heart containers from a genie quick kill.
Interesting. Alright, so all runners making it through Dungeon 2 relatively unscathed. I think Dragon might be going back for that heart piece along with this capacity upgrade. And you saw the runners head to the right and then save and quit. That is to activate this warp that GreenTunic is just now finding. And that's just to make traveling back here easier later on. We will have to come back here to unlock Dungeon 4.
Yeah, and it's enough to be on the screen where the portal is to have it activated, so we can warp that later.
So that was our first of 3 capacity upgrades. We will be upgrading our powder, arrows, and bombs, but not in that order. So you do want to be careful when actually going through the options there. I believe first we upgrade bombs, second is arrows, and then third powder, because it's much more useless.
Indeed, like powder is really redundant, you could say. But bombs and arrows, that's what we're gonna need. And Dragon just got that heart piece that the others got earlier. We can see that Xander and Dragon having the high five here. So their routes are gonna converge again. Even though Dragon being a little behind because his save and quit point was a blockade. Xander's save and quit point was 1 screen above. So Xander being 1 screen in the lead here. Still all of our runners being quite close to each other. Like not like from first to last, it's not more than 30 seconds. I think.
No, probably around 30, maybe 40 seconds. Either way, still very close.
Indeed, and it's gonna shift again because like we got a trick coming up which is called Villa Skip. It lets us skip the complete Camelot Castle side quest, and it is awful because it relies on something called a global frame rule, and it's really unpredictable. It can like take 2 seconds, but it can also take 30 seconds. So let's see how our runners will do there.
It's actually the same reason that you probably saw this in the last dungeon when a key falls from the ceiling. Sometimes you're able to collect it right away. Sometimes it will bounce before you can collect it.
Indeed. That's like something called global frame rule.
Picture time with our good friend Richard that we never get to talk to again.
Yeah. Also, one of the missable pictures, we can only take and get that picture once the front door of the castle is still down. I'm just calling that front door now because I'm missing the vocabulary, but whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's fine calling it a front door.
The gate. There we go.
Yep. There are a couple of missable
I can
pictures.
Do this.
There are a few missable pictures. If you don't get them, pretty much when we have it slotted in the route, it is possible to not be able to get it through the route. Quickly making a stop in the Seashell Mansion. If you come in here with exactly 5 or 10 seashells, you get a reward of a seashell, so that's less we have to go around and find later. And here we go, Villa Skip over on Xander's screen.
You can see Xander buffering here till you heard the dropping down sound there, yep. And that was his cue, so he can screen transition. I guess it was 4 buffers, right?
I think that was 5, and Dragon, I believe, had 3, which allowed him to get much closer again. And now we got both GreenTunic and Mchan heading there. Oh, and GreenTunic falling in.
Yeah, he was doing it a little riskier. Like, if you start pause buffering too early, you just can waste a lot of time.
As we're seeing right now, Mchan with 8, GreenTunic with 7.
Yeah. So this is bringing GreenTunic and Mchan a little closer.
Indeed.
And I guess for GreenTunic it was even second try only.
Yeah, and while you can do it first try, keep in mind if you're a frame late on your first buffer, you're just gonna fall into the pit and have to get back down there again.
Indeed, it's a quite unpredictable trick. Even top runners are not consistent at all. Like, it's something you can't really practice. I mean, like, you can... Oh, nice Xander there doing the... another Jesus jump there, but didn't work out as intended. But still... oh yeah, talking about Jesus jumps, you're probably wondering what the hell that was.
Yes, I've never seen it before. Do tell.
Yeah. I mean, like, those guys, they don't have the flippers yet, but the good thing is in this game we can pause buffer frame by frame, and turns out if you're pressing pause on the exact same frame where you would drop into water, the game lets you jump off the water once you unpause again, and that's something we call Jesus jumping for, yeah, set reasons.
So something you're seeing in Dungeon 3, and I touched on this very early on, with all the saving and quitting, we don't really see Piece of Power much in this route, because when you save and quit, it resets your kill count, and if you've seen this previously, you need 30 kills without save and quit to get that Piece of Power Xander just got. This is the only time we will see that. We do route in extra kills. It just gives us faster movement, faster boss kill, and also makes that trick you just saw a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's a really precise trick we call the Dongo skip, because it skips the mini-boss, the Dongo. Also one of the rather-ish newer tricks, you could say. I guess it has been found like a year ago or something.
So it's gotta be more than that.
I don't know, man. Maybe over a year. I'm getting old, man.
Yeah. You've been around this for a while. Longer than me.
Actually, 2 years. I just found out recently. I submitted my first PB to...
Oh no, Xander soft locked!
Ah, that's awful.
That
happened.
Yeah, that is a risk of that trick. If you're a little slow, you can land in the center of those blocks. And fortunately, in this category, you can save and quit to get out of it. Xander did just that, but that's going to set him behind all the runners.
A lot, yeah. That's actually going to cost him 40 to 50 seconds. So that's really unfortunate. I was just about to say, you know, I expected especially GreenTunic to be like one of the players, one of the top players of this game, but he's like quite a bit behind. And now also Xander, so this is like really, this is going crazy here so far.
Anything can happen.
Indeed, like especially with those risky tricks, you know. If you watch a speedrun, all looks fancy and easy and everything, but once something goes wrong, you realize, oh man, that's a really hard trick, and if that goes wrong, well, you're gonna lose a lot of time, yeah.
Indeed. So Dragon being first one to complete Dungeon 2, GreenTunic on the boss right now, Xander just behind, Mchan almost there. It also means Xander doesn't have Piece of Power for this.
Indeed, he's gonna switch to the feather and trying to jump there once the small thingies are dropping from the ceiling.
And he gets through. Same time as Mchan. So those two are now tied, just behind GreenTunic. Casually, look at Dragon's screen, and here's a heart piece you probably never found. Yeah, that's there.
Yeah, I mean, you can clink off the walls with the sword to hear if there's like a bombable wall. If not, you're gonna have to buy the game guide, I guess.
I bet that's why they put it there, so you would buy the guide. Oh, by the way, trading sequence, we could just skip the first part of it.
Yeah, weirdly, Dragon is doing the old strat here, where you actually talk to Terran and watch the cutscene. Let's see if we're gonna see on GreenTunic's screen the newer version, which is quite faster. You can like do some save and quit there, and save that cutscene where Terran is going crazy with the bees and whatnot.
Well, it's an entertaining cutscene. Maybe we need cutscene percent on top of this. 100%, now including all cutscenes.
100% no cutscene skip.
100% all cutscenes, all compasses.
Sounds awful.
Alright, so back in the
GreenTunic also
match.
watching the cutscene. I guess we're gonna see it on Xander though. Xander has been up to date towards the current. Yeah, you have to save and quit twice. So bring up the save and quit menu twice, and then ooh la la, the cuts. Terran's gone, cutscene's gone.
Yeah,
and
Mchan did the exact same thing. Him and Xander are tied right now.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Like, still pretty close, even though some things went wrong. But all in all, Dragon being a little in the lead here.
So now that we're done Dungeon 3, it's gonna be a while before we see the next dungeon. Not only do we have to come down here, get the key, but we have a lot of overworld to take care of. Heart pieces, seashells, songs, the ocarina. We have a lot to pick up. And of course, more photos. And in the middle, we're going to go out on a date.
Oh yeah. You know, this game has everything. It has girls, it has fights, it has, like, you know,
it has dogs. We have Bow Wow.
Story. It has dogs, you know, like, this is like a Hollywood movie, basically, you know.
Coming soon to theaters near you. Alright, so again, because this is 100%, we do need the ocarina. We actually could get away with not using it for the entire run, and as it is, we'll only be using one song a couple of times. The rest will be bomb triggering, but to fit the definition, we need the ocarina, we need all 3 songs for it.
Yeah, obviously, this is 100%, so gonna collect all the stuff here. In addition, of course, we have to go fishing to get all the heart pieces, as seen on Dragon's screen here. He's gonna... Oh, what is he doing? Okay, he's going for alternate fishing strats, I guess. And he has... Oh my... Oh shit! So, he has... Oh my god, what's... Dragon, what are you doing, man? He realized he doesn't have enough rupees to do this properly. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he never picked up that rupee chest when we went back to the cave.
He was so swag to... Oh, God. This is classic Dragon, you know? He's improvising and stuff, and he's actually in the lead, but then he does, like, something stupid, like not picking up those rupees, and then he realizes that he can't get the heart piece from the fishing game, and out of nowhere, GreenTunic being back in the lead there. Fishing that small fish so he can get access to that big fish at the right in the corner there. That big fish has a heart piece, and we need that to get all 12 heart pieces. So Dragon has to go to that heart piece back again later. Let's see where he will get his rupees.
Alright, so you saw us get the picture here with Bow Wow. We're going to head down to the beach, pick up Marin. We've got a couple pictures with her. We have the picture with the phone guy. What's his name? Elvira?
Yeah. Elvira.
Elvira, something like that. So it's what, 4 or 5 pictures we're getting just in this segment alone. And this does include some of the missable pictures, especially the ones with Marin. If you don't get them now, you won't be able to get them later.
Dragon picking up the rupees there and opting for a nut grab. Grabbing the nut. That's pretty dope, man.
Right. Most important thing right here. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, God. I don't care about the seagulls. I really don't.
Yeah, so fun fact. We joke about it a lot, but those seagulls are actually RNG. I don't know how that got noticed. I don't know why we care about it. But it's a thing.
Some sick menu rearrangement by Xander there. That's always funny to see, like, players do that. Like, rearranging the menu in the run to actually make menus after that a little easier. Nice nut touch. And the nut grab by GreenTunic. That's what we're actually here for tonight, you know.
I'm glad I looked at a screen to understand the context on that. So here's
And I
picture
missed
number
Mchan actually. Did he also have a nut grab?
No, he just went down and talked to her.
Oh, damn it. Well, he's still he's one of the new runners. He still has to learn how to nut grab.
Okay, let's change the topic. So that was one picture of Mchan, and now there's a heart piece in the bottom of the well we skipped earlier. This is why you need to come down here to get a picture.
Oh, and Dragon actually missed it. You have to
I
stand
hadn't
still.
seen that before.
Yeah, you actually have to stand still so Mchan drops on the top of your head, and that is gonna trigger that cutscene. Unfortunately, we're not seeing that picture. You have to go back to the photo album to watch it, but it's quite funny. You can see like Mchan bumping your head, like and yeah, Dragon going back to the Fisherman minigame, having enough rupees this time to go a heart piece.
So this was amazing. In that well, we had all 4 runners there at the same time. That being said, the people are doing things in a slightly different order, I believe.
It's amazing how
Dragon,
close
at least.
it is.
This is crazy. I wasn't expecting this.
Me as well. Like, especially Dragon. He screwed up a little. But seeing that he's still right after the Fisherman game, you know, he's like not too far behind.
Dragon knows this game. So, you know, he is able to do that improvisation when needed. And now we're all going to be getting a picture here at the same time.
Yeah, all 4 players being at the same picture. And actually, since it might have looked like they were using different routes, but actually, collection-wise, they should be at the really same spot. So this is neck on neck again. And Xander being in the lead, what the hell? I mean, Xander lost so much time in Dungeon 3 with a soft lock, having a really nice discovery here. You know, like he had really good movement, I guess. You know, like lots of this stuff in this cutscene, like especially in this in this split on the Enter D4 split. I guess it's a 15 minute split from leaving Dungeon 3 till you enter Dungeon 4, and it matters a lot on how well you are with your movement and stuff.
Yeah,
you Xander did quite well there.
Like your movement really matters, optimizing your movement, reducing diagonals, your menuing, knowing where things are, and as you mentioned, his quick menuing earlier, so he knows where things are. That's less time he's spending there. It all adds up, second by second.
Indeed. And you can actually see GreenTunic and Xander doing a bomb trigger. Just to save a few more seconds, because you're having Mchan more to the left, and you see Mchan going out of the screen right off the bat. You can move again, and yeah, just the thing with bomb triggers there to save those extra seconds.
The Dragon going for the best bomb trigger, top down one. You'll see why. So it looks like Mchan's in the lead. He skipped that heart piece. He'll be collecting it when he goes back. That was a mini boss. If you blinked, you missed it. If you didn't blink, you still missed it. So watch Dragon scream. Watch Mchan. Trees are a suggestion.
Mchan with a no clip there. That old cheater. That old cheating hack, man. Oh, we're actually seeing Landmo here on Dragon's screen.
I didn't know Landmo was there!
I thought it was a phantom, but there we go.
Man, our ruse has been busted. Thanks, Dragon. So Mchan will go over, get his heart piece, and then everybody's going to be in the village and getting our first song that we'll never use.
Indeed, yeah. With bomb triggers, basically all of the tunes are becoming kind of redundant. I mean, like, those of you guys who know the main category, where we don't have to collect all items, we're not even getting the ocarina because we can trigger all cutscenes you'd need the ocarina for with the bombs. And actually, Mchan not being too far behind. This is
not at all.
Like, actually, he might.
I'd say everybody's within about 15 seconds right now.
Indeed, like, this is so close, man. Yeah, Mchan and Dragon being on the same screen here. This is really interesting. And the beautiful song of the Windfish Egg.
I could listen to that all day.
Yeah, it's a real beautiful cutscene there. Fun fact, you can trigger that cutscene in the animal village, but as well in the normal village where you meet Marin first.
So we're almost on our way to D4. Now we can finally put the key in the hole, and then we got a couple more things we're going to get on our way. And then we'll finally be back inside of a dungeon.
Indeed. So we're seeing GreenTunic being a little bit in the lead here, just neck on neck with Xander. And you can see this is why we've been to that screen after Dungeon 2 to activate that portal. If we wouldn't have activated that portal, we'd have to go all the way back up to the mountain to open D4. It's a big detour, so activating that portal right after D2 saves like 5 to 10 seconds or something.
One obstacle skip, 2 obstacle skip. We'll get the quad.
Dragon with some alternate strats here. I don't know what
Mchan not getting the obstacle skip.
Yeah, too bad, man. A really important time save there.
So you see us doing another Jesus jump to come up here. It's just faster to come up here now. We have another seashell to get, as well as another picture, and we're going to kill the photographer. Or something like that. And Dragon deciding to pick up that heart piece now. I don't know if we mentioned it, you could pick them up with bomb triggers.
Yeah, we saw that already in the cave in the at the animal village.
Butt sword, and glowing butt sword.
We can see Dragon opting to do another route here. At least when it comes to the save and quit point. Well, Dragon doing some really weird improv stuff here again. This is really interesting. Like his routing has been, yeah, I guess his routing has been always so improvised when it comes to 100%.
It's working. The sink on the left side right now.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, I knew it would be a close one between Xander and GreenTunic, but this is really close.
Yeah, and Mchan's not far behind, and now Dragon is actually falling behind.
Yeah. Dragon also having the not that well save and quit point there. He has to do one more screen transition. And you see the guys doing another Jesus jump there. Skips the mini boss entirely of this dungeon. You'd have to step on those floor tiles in a specific order, and that. Yeah. Now we finally have the flippers. No more Jesus jumps.
Although, speaking of jumps, we have another fancy jump coming up. We'll see if they go for the faster method or the safer. Looks like Xander and GT are both going safe.
Yeah.
Still a fancy jump. So we're going to do super jump off this left wall and swing our sword at just the right time to clank off that P-hat and land on the ledge below to get the boss key, skipping half the dungeon. And now we're going to skip another chunk of the dungeon by simply jumping.
Yeah. I mean, developers really should have thought of that jump. Like,
indeed.
This game has been so sloppily programmed in so many ways. Like, if you speedrun this game, you're like, what the hell, guys, really? I mean, like, it's not the glitches, and it's also like the stuff casual players could have found and probably, surely found. And You know, it hasn't been too thoroughly programmed. Let's put it that way. But which is really nice for us speedrunners. You know, it makes a really fun category where you can abuse a lot of stuff. And you know,
look at Dragon.
Who are not. Oh my God, Dragon.
He tried.
Of course,
he tried.
Yeah. Of course, he goes for that strat. Like that strat is a really super precise, high-tech strat, and it saves like maybe a second or something. So yeah, this is one of the strats that went directly into my not worth it bucket. And it stays there forever. And behold. Ooh. The Mambo Tune.
There's a lot of contesting about which is the best song. I'll let you all decide. So just gotta do a little more overworld. Coming over here to collect a heart piece that if we were playing casually it would be easier to get later on when you fall down a hole, but we're going to skip that and just grab it now.
Yeah, like with some route changes, we pick up that heart piece a little early, you know. But I'm really liking the new route, you know. Once I got into this game, the older route picked up that heart piece for the last heart piece, I guess. And yeah. Like I'm really liking this route. It seems really optimized, you know, like all the things you have to collect seem to be able to be collected in a really efficient way now.
So we have this ghost. In any percent, we actually skip the ghost. However, as with a lot of things, there's a picture involved. So we do have to bring the ghost back home. And a lot more overworld. Just heart container collecting, seashell collecting, photo getting going on here. By the way, yeah, we just did a bomb trigger. Down in the water. Don't ask.
Yeah, and to answer that question in chat, no, these racers are actually not racing each other. We're on a tiebreaker here. You say it says in the middle there, tiebreaker part 2. We actually finished our first phase of the tournament, which was the Swiss round. We had 4 rounds of Swiss, and out of those 4 rounds, we had 8 players who tied, having 2 wins and 2 losses. And those 8 players had to do another race, and out of those 8 racers, we got 4 of those races tonight. They're gonna race to get the best time, so they're not racing each other, they're just racing to beat the game as fast as possible. We already got the stats from the other race. We got White Walrus with a 1:37, so that's a rather lower time. Don't think that's gonna be something which will put her into the bracket stage. But we got Spearster with a 1:23.26. So those races will try to beat that 1:23.26, or just do the best to be under the top 3 of those 8 runners to continue to the bracket stage.
So doing some shenanigans there to get across that gap without the hook shot. Just more convenient to get this done now rather than coming back here later.
Yeah, and it's something we call early magnifying lens, because usually you're supposed to have the hook shot to get across this part here, but like with a combination of pause buffering and super jumping, we can actually make it across this thing. That's one of the really RNG heavy but also really cool tricks we have been finding within the last half a year or a quarter of a year, I'd say. I don't know how long it has been. Actually, that's really interesting because the speed tag for that trick has been known for quite a while, but it has been optimized and has been made speedrun viable just like quarter of a year or half a year ago. So that's like pretty cool to be able to recycle those old finds and actually make them useful in the speedrun. So that's really something cool when it comes to speedrunning any game, I guess. If you like have people who have been around for a while, who always try to think of like tricks and other stuff and try to combine them together to find new time saves and make this category even more optimized. Like the current world record has been a 122 for like the last year, I think, and there has been a really cool you could say renaissance with 100%, also because of the Tony, of course. And ever since the world record has been lowered by more than 3 minutes, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's been crazy. There's been a lot of people trading that record back and forth, and I'm expecting it to go even lower.
Yeah, so like a 118 is already a pretty sick time. That's safe to say.
So the GreenTunic was the first to get the boomerang. Xander about 30 seconds behind. Mchan will be about 20 seconds behind that, and then Dragon following up. So still very close.
Yeah, I guess all of our runners are still on sub 125 pace. There are gonna be a few more tricks which will decide whether they will be able to hold their pace or not. Got something called Rooster Skip, which is like almost needed in every Link's Awakening DX category, which is a really precise and annoying trick, you could say. We also got in this category now something called Early Hookshot. With having the boomerang, they can skip half of the Dungeon 5 and get the hookshot earlier than developer intended.
It's so satisfying to watch that as well. And there's our first use of one of the Ocarina songs, using Mambo's Mambo, whatever it's called. Using it to just go back to this pond for some quick travel. I believe we'll see that one more time, or is it twice?
Yeah, it's a second. You use the Mambo twice.
Okay.
After D5 one more time. And you can see the guys, they got the second upgrade there, which has been the arrow upgrade. Actually, arrow routing is really precise in this category. Like, maybe you saw it there on dragonc0 screen. He has exactly 0 arrows, so you really have to be careful with the 20 arrows you get at the start of the game to not waste any arrows throughout the early route once you get to that upgrade.
And now we've returned the Ghost. There's a picture. That is the entire reason we had to do that side quest.
Yeah, we just could skip him entirely, but we need that freaking photo, so have to deal with a ghost there. GreenTunic with some quite interesting strats there for that heart piece, I have to say that.
Whatever.
I don't know if that was intentional. It gets the job done, yeah. Better than me, because I don't pay attention and I jump into the freaking stairs there.
So on our way to what we call Dungeon 0, it's a color dungeon. Another LADX exclusive. You won't find this in the original Link's Awakening.
And for those of you who are wondering, I guess we call it Dungeon 0 because, like, if you're looking at the code in the index, it has, like, it's index 0, if I recall correctly. I might get shamed or corrected by the more experienced runners now, but if I recall correctly, that's why we called it Dungeon 0.
So, fun fact about those rupees, we need 300 not far from now to collect what is known as the Frog Song. So we just collected a ton of rupees in that room, and we're going to be collecting them again later on. We're going to save and quit out of this dungeon and then do a hard reset, and the rupees actually respawn. I believe the only ones that do that.
Yeah, it's a really weird strat. I don't know when or how it has been found, but again, one of these things which has been probably known for a while. But now with this rerouting, it has been viable. It has been made a viable strat for this category. GreenTunic being really offensive here with in the color dungeon. Still being a little in the lead. Also that mini boss, if you can jump into the fight with a feather, you can actually jump towards him once he's still talking to you. And that makes that fight really easy. Like, most bosses and mini bosses are just like so not even worth to take a look at because the fights are so easy. And you saw GreenTunic doing a hard reset there. That's why we saw the Game Boy screen. And boopity boop, the rupee room is filled again with all those rupees. And it's gonna pick up 300 so he can get song free later.
Alright, so now to finish up the color dungeon. And pretty soon we're going to have our choice on which color tunic we want. The red one, which is more offensive, or the blue one, which is more defensive. Not sure what we'll see. Probably 4 red tunics. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I guess most of these runners will get the blue tunic because it's just safer. Back in the day, we did get the red tunic because it was just faster because it doubled your sword power. But these days, we're getting the level 2 sword quite early. And that makes the red tunic kind of redundant, sadly. Even though I prefer the color blue over the color red, I always preferred red tunic over blue tunic, just because I don't like the things that blue tunic makes. I'm sure Dragon goes red, but I think Xander and GreenTunic will go for blue. Don't know about
GreenTunic will find a way to keep this green tunic.
Well, we don't know yet. Let's see. Let's see what GreenTunic is choosing. Oh, he's going blue. No.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going blue. Okay. I wasn't sure for.
And that was a color dungeon. It's now on our way to dungeon 6.
Yeah, but before that, we're gonna pick up another heart piece, and before that, we're gonna do the little signpost maze side quest. Xander also getting blue tunic here.
It's crazy, when we started this tournament, everybody was getting red. Now everybody's going to blue.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess once we started with the first reroutings of this category, we didn't actually realize that getting the level 2 sword that early makes the red tunic kind of redundant. And
there's another blue one for Mchan. Well, I'm easily proven wrong.
Guess we're gonna see only blue here today.
So this signpost maze really sucks, to put it bluntly. Because if you accidentally double read a sign, which is easy to do, it resets the entire thing and you have to start from square one.
Oh my god, Dragon is doing the alternate strat with the bombs there on the mini boss in the color dungeon. Guess he's trying to not shoot any arrow in this dungeon to be able to bomb trigger the fairy in this dungeon. Having some trouble here though with a bingo room. That's what we call it, I guess.
Alright, I think I need to AFK for like 30 seconds here.
Yeah, no.
You know, take off my headphones, you know.
The frog song.
Okay, I'm
What a
back.
lovely tune, man. What a lovely tune. I'd like to switch audio to Xander right away, just to hear it one more time.
Now wait a second. Wait a second. I didn't change it for Mando.
So, yeah, that's a signpost maze. One of these little overworld sequences we have to do to be able to fulfill the requirements for 100%. And we're seeing GreenTunic being still in the lead. Xander not being too far behind, maybe 20, 30 seconds. Mchan also not being too far behind, maybe also 30 to 40 seconds. Dragon did lose quite a bunch of time in Dungeon 0, so let's see if he will have a comeback here in the late game. I mean, we got still plenty of RNG in the late game, so this can still change anytime.
By the way, we just got a heart piece that, again, casually is fairly easy to not know about.
Yeah. Quite obvious heart piece.
And then I believe this is the last photo.
Oh yeah, indeed. With a new route, we're getting this last photo. Let's see if GreenTunic will do a photo check with one of his next menus then. Also interesting that the game actually thought of you getting the red or the blue tunic. So it actually has like for some of the photos different versions, because you might have the red tunic or the blue tunic or the green tunic in any of those photos.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess in the speedrun we don't see it because that. I guess the only photo where we have the not green tunic is the photo with the Sora guy there, and that is like sort of black and white. But I know for the Richard picture, for example, that you can get that with green, red, and or blue tunic.
Nobody checking their menu for us?
Actually, one of the advantages having red tunic there makes that fight potentially a little faster. But that way GreenTunic can just do the classic boot strats, having a pretty good 2-cycle here. Let's see if the Xander can pull it off as well. Actually, a really... Well, once you learn it, it's a quite easy strat there with the Almost Knight, but practicing it really takes a while. I remember investing quite some time to get it done right. One of these things again. You see, speedrunning looks easy and fun and everything, but those runners have to practice that stuff to be able to execute it that well. Or you can see Mchan opting to do it the developer intended way, just using arrows to get the mini boss killed.
Alright, so Dungeon 6.
Indeed.
Finally, we get to enter another dungeon. I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, like some of the parts between dungeons seem quite long if you're used to the any percent category of this game.
So this dungeon's pretty much the same as in any percent, except we don't have the hook shot. Which just means we actually have to kill the floor tiles coming up. That thing headed out for GreenTunic there. And still 3 of these runners within... I don't know, I'd actually time it. I'd say about 90 seconds of each other, at most.
Yeah.
And the Dragon's a bit farther behind.
Yeah, Dragon with his improvised routes having a little trouble here. I mean, like, also, he wasted quite some time in Dungeon 0, in the Collar Dungeon.
It'll be interesting how much of a difference early hookshot makes.
Yeah, it says like 1 to 2 minutes, actually, I guess.
But if somebody struggles getting it, that could be a huge difference in the race this close.
Yeah, it's like there has been so much RNG elements added to the run. And that's actually intended. That's actually intended that you throw that pot on the chest to open up that chest. We get that asked quite a lot in the speedrun, whether...
Yep, you are required to do it there.
Yeah, you are actually required. If you move towards that chest and you try to open it, there's nothing happening. You have to pick up that pot and throw it against the chest, as you're seeing on Xander's screen there. And one thing we haven't talked about at all, you always see once our runners open up a chest, they're always opening the Save and Quit menu quickly, because that just skips the text box that is appearing and telling you, you find the nightmare key, or you found a small key and whatnot. Yeah, opening a Save and Quit menu saves like a few.
So 7th try horse heads for GreenTunic, some more RNG. Unfortunately, he didn't have Bamboo's hacked cart.
The legendary cartridge. Let's see how Xander does. Well, also no hacked cartridge, it seems.
I think that was 4 or 5?
Something like that, yeah.
And that was the boss of Dungeon 6 Facade. Turns out you can get 3 of the bomb hits of the required 5 before he even appears. Which makes that fight a lot easier. Mchan with 2nd try. Making up those seconds.
Not too bad. Seeing a nice little glitch by GreenTunic. If you're in the cutscene, you can pick up that bomb. Totally useless though, that glitch, so... Just
RNG manip.
RNG manip, indeed, yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to try and calculate the difference between our runners. So 27-second difference between GreenTunic and Xander currently.
Mm-hmm.
And we now have 20 seashells. We can go ahead and get our level 2 sword. It is soul-crushing to come in here and only have 19 and find out you missed one. I've seen too many people do that.
And there we have the level 2 sword.
Mchan 1 minute 5 seconds behind. That's really good for him.
Well, he's been practicing the game quite a lot and improving really, really well within the last few weeks. So I'd love to see him in the bracket stage. Competition would be tough, will be tough, of course, but yeah, just like seeing his progress within the last few weeks has been really, really rewarding. I'd say, you know, seeing that, you know, all of the new runners, as long as they, you know, put some time and some thought into the game, they can actually pull all these tricks off and you know, have fun with the game, get good times, get good PBs and whatnot.
Alright, so, GreenTunic screen, here is early hook shot. That's one.
Yeah, he almost screwed up the pixel. I was already like, ooh, jeez. What is he doing?
So this is one of those, I believe it's frame rule dependent. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I also think so, yeah.
Yeah. Second try, that's alright. But sir, sometimes you could do the thing absolutely correctly and you still won't get it, as you see on Xander's screen there. So, and the way that works is you're actually collecting that key in the next room over, and the only thing in that room that's meant to drop is a hook shot, so the game thinks, oh, you just picked up an item, it was the hook shot. And you suddenly have the hook shot. And you never actually collect the key, which is why we then go back in there and collect the key again.
Mm-hmm.
And that really saves us. This Master Stalfos there, we're supposed to kill him 4 times in 4 different rooms, do a lot of backtracking, but we're able to avoid that and just kill him the one time you saw there. And there's Mchan getting his hook shot. So he just made up a bit of time. This is a really great race to see. Alright, so heading over to Dungeon 5 boss, the Wall Snake. This is actually where GreenTunic comes in handy.
Oh yeah, with GreenTunic, if you're not getting the worst pattern on Earth, you can get a guaranteed 2-cycle. So let's see if GreenTunic is going to be able to pull that off. What's that, the first round?
Got it.
That's a 2-cycle, it's the best you can get.
Now, if you have the red tunic, you actually give them more invulnerability frames, and it's possible to get the 2-cycle, but much more difficult.
If not even impossible, because you have to get good energy to get it done.
So GreenTunic picking up at 106.28.
Not bad. No, there's nothing worse than going into the seashell mansion with 19 seashells and seeing that progress bar stopping right before the top.
And getting the sound on top of it saying, nope, nothing for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Xander now 41 seconds behind. Mchan looks to be, once he picks it up, about the same as it was last time, 1 minute and 3 seconds. So even though he gained time with his early hook shot, he lost a couple just in execution throughout the dungeon. But still keeping up. Alright, and on our way to the biggie. Everyone's favorite.
Oh yeah, indeed.
So what we're meant to do here, go back to town, go use the frog song to wake up the rooster from, being dead. Because that's how things work. Instead, we're going to use the hook shot and jumping and pause buffering, potentially. And jump across here. GreenTunic not even buffering, he's just going for it. Not getting the jump, deciding, okay, that's enough, let's buffer it. Much safer that way. You can be careful to not fall in. And there you go. You have 1 frame to get that jump off. And if you fall into the pit there, it actually doesn't put you back to the start of the screen. It puts you in the water right here. And you have to climb all the way back up. Nice job, Xander. Oh, Mchan pulling it off. The 3 jump.
Nice one.
Almost falling in. And now with that in hand, we can head up Dungeon 7. Just a little bit more to go. So in here, I'd like a 90%. We do need to get the mirror shield, even though we won't be using it. But it doesn't take too long. It's not far out of the way. There it is.
It's part of the 100% requirement. Shoutouts to xandertje10, who actually submitted once a run without getting the level 2 shield.
Oh no. To answer the question, all Forerunners are using the new route.
Yeah, except for Dragon is using whatever weird stuff it is.
Dragon's using Dragon route.
Yeah. You can see one triggering all the pillars here, because pillars are obviously also cutscenes while they're dropping down, falling apart.
I think Dungeon 7 is my favorite speedrun because of how broken it is and how quick it goes.
In the, the old route where you'd have to take the ball to all the pillars and whatnot.
I don't think I've seen that route.
It is on the leaderboards in the Legacy category.
Alright, and now 2 options coming up. Looks like GreenTunic is going for Goomba Surf, which is more RNG. You need the Goombas to go up top and to the right. And he's just saying, forget it. It's not worth waiting anymore. Go over here, do another P-Hat super jump rather than sitting there. Optimally, I believe that saves 15 seconds, but that's if RNG cooperates perfectly. And unfortunately, GreenTunic struggling here. This is going to give Xander a chance to pass him.
Yeah,
like that's good RNG.
Thing. If you've done Goomba Surf for quite a while, you actually forget how to do the other P-Head jump there. I've been struggling on that jump myself.
And the Goomba's not cooperating for Xander. Not at all. And we're going to break Evil Eagle. Just enjoy. I'll let Bamboo explain it. Oh, he's doing the bomb strat. Well, never mind. I thought he was going to do the fancy hookshot wrap. But yeah, if you've ever struggled with that boss, that method we just did is actually really easy to do casually. Xander here is going to use his hookshot to hit him. Not in the way you would expect. Yeah, you can hit them below the screen. I'm not quite sure why it works like that. And with that, Xander is now 18 seconds behind. He made up quite a bit of ground. And Mchan's still right there with him. Mchan, I believe that was 49 seconds behind GreenTunic. This is a really good race. Providing nobody talks to Marin. So we have two things left to do. We have to go to Dungeon 8, complete it. But we also have to get one last heart piece, which is in Dungeon 8. And then hopefully at that point we will have everything. Dragon on his rooster skip, showing what happens when you take a fall. And don't forget this, like I just did, we have our last capacity upgrade, we're getting powder. So at this point, assuming all the runners have gotten all 12 photos, which I believe they have, we should be good to get 100%. And that there was Flame Skip. You're supposed to use a Mirror Shield to get through that. It's faster, just clip yourself into the wall and dash. And one more bomb trigger to open up Dungeon 8. What are hitboxes?
Rip tune free.
Hmm?
Xander would, not Xander. Dragon with some interesting strats here.
So Dungeon 8, a little bit on the broken side. Using bomb arrows, we can get through much quicker. Super jumps, swimming in lava. This dungeon has a little bit of everything. And here's the last heart piece. And that's what you want to see. You want to see that piece of heart refill, if you will, that GreenTunic just got. Alright, so we got the boss key. That room's a pain in the butt. You'll see each runner do that room a bit differently. Ooh, Mchan getting knocked into the lava. That room can sting, because sometimes you don't get to do it quick enough. We're going to Jesus Jump, clip ourselves into the wall, and just super jump over to here and fight Hothead. Hothead is a boss. A fun boss. An interesting boss. And one that I still don't fully understand. But not a bad fight from GreenTunic. Xander will be heading in shortly. And GreenTunic getting the most important trick there. So with that, it's off the Windfish Egg, but still plenty of RNG coming up. Still plenty of things that could go wrong. Mchan struggling a little bit here. Unfortunately, putting him farther and farther behind. There we go. So I'd say at this point, with GreenTunic nearing the egg, Xander about to do the same. It is their race to lose.
No, lovely tune. And did GreenTunic do the photo check? I actually didn't see that.
I have not seen a photo check from anyone.
But as far as I counted along, GreenTunic should be fine.
I think everyone's fine. We will see. Oh, GreenTunic getting the blob quick kill, nice. We'll see if we get any blue balls. There's one.
Can go up quite a while.
Xander
Xander
missing the
to
blob
catch up.
quick kill.
Yeah, blob quick quill can waste 5 to 10 seconds or something.
Ouch. GreenTunic not having good RNG right now.
Yeah.
He's giving Mchan the chance to catch up.
Yeah, I'm giving Xander the chance to actually turn this around.
Well, it's important to remind that it really doesn't matter who wins between GreenTunic and Xander. As long as both of them finish within the next 13 minutes and ahead of both Dragon and Mchan, they will both advance.
Yeah. So I guess Spearster from our first race is safe. Congrats to Spearster. He's going to continue
Indeed.
to the bracket stage.
His 123.36 is enough to take first place in the tiebreaker.
Indeed.
Oh my gosh, I've lost count.
This should be going to record. Oh my
gosh.
Xander being ahead now.
Wow. There we go.
There we go.
Say it was around 8 or 9.
Let's see if Xander is going for Devil Skip. No, he's not. Let's see if GreenTunic is going for Devil Skip. Maybe the unbuffered any % Devil Skip might bring him back. Oh. That's really interesting what we're seeing here.
Nope.
No.
Alright, one last portion of RNG. Time for Devil to open his eye.
And Xander has the last hit there, which is also the only hit with a boomerang. So I guess that's a safe call there.
So with that, Xander takes the win on this this part 2. Official SRL time 124.55. GreenTunic finishing just behind 125.06. Both of them advancing to the bracket stage, along with Spirister. Unfortunately, it does mean the end of the road for Mchan and Dragon. Mchan putting up quite the race.
Oh yeah, indeed. I guess he's still on PB pace.
I believe so.
GG Xander.
Oh my god. Just no. I don't deserve this win. I don't. I was watching and it was just horrible. Yeah, no,
GreenTunic had like, I don't know, 10 blue balls or something.
Oh my god. Yeah, I had to. Yeah, no, I had so many just dumb mistakes. And GT, honestly, he just deserved the win, but this game doesn't like him, apparently.
So many blue balls.
It was bad. I think he actually got a pretty decent run, though, overall. Unlike me.
Overall, you know, this run was fun to watch. I'd say for the first half, everybody was, like, within 30 seconds. There's multiple times everybody was on the same exact screen.
And then I soft-locked. Again.
You did.
It happened again.
And then you still caught right back up.
Yeah, I did. But then, Zora Bum bullshit happened, which is literally not my fault. I did nothing wrong there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the VOD, see what I did.
It happens. That's just LADX.
Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I saw a moonwalking pig in my run.
I did not notice.
It was
pretty legendary. I'm gonna clip it later. Yeah, what else happened? I had like third try early hook shot, which is pretty bad.
And that's the last hit for Mchan.
We'll have to see if it's a PB. I'm not 100% sure what this PB is.
It's a low 127. So he's finishing with an official SRL time by 127.35. Improving his SRL race time by 43 seconds. Unfortunately, a little above his PB he just recently got. I guess it's only a few seconds, so Mchan improving here quite a lot throughout the tournament. So GG to Mchan.
GG.
Dragon's still screwing around in Dungeon 8.
God damn it, Dragon.
It was quite the show. You know, we do still need people to do a picture check just to confirm.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Dragon jumping into the lava at a hard type fight. Still seeing the dragon uses his improv strats. Not too bad here.
Oh, also my rupee RNG was just actually really good, but then for some reason none of the dupes worked, and I ended up with 6, and then the bushes just didn't cooperate. That was just horrible.
Interesting to note, Dragon's missing the heart piece.
Which one?
I don't know. But he doesn't have all the hearts right now.
So that's
I think he realizes. Welcome, Mchan.
GG.
How are you feeling after that?
That was I was on PB pace, and then Aghanim gave me so many blue balls. So
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I mentioned, half of the run approximately, everybody was within 30 seconds of each other.
Really?
Quite often, people were just on the exact same screen. It
Wow.
was a great watch.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're 20 seconds-ish behind your current PB.
I'd say even going into Dungeon 8, you were about a minute behind. I'm not sure what happened after that. I missed it. That seemed to be when you fell a little bit farther.
Oh yeah, that D8 was like a choke fest right there, especially on Hothead. I absolutely disagree with what happened on my Hothead fight.
It's Hothead. That's all we need to say.
Yeah.
And Dragon, I don't know if he forgot or decided to reroute in this move heart piece.
Where is he right now?
He's still missing another one.
Yeah.
What even is this route?
He probably don't know about for himself, but let's see if it's gonna be that one in the graveyard.
Oh, Graveheart.
is.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Okay.
At least he knew.
How did he miss that?
It's Dragon.
Yeah, that's what I'm also asking myself here at the moment. Like, how the hell did he enter D0?
Yeah, I don't see. Never mind. So-
Oh no, Dragon, don't do it. He's taking it to the other screen.
So is that
Okay.
it for me in the tournament, or?
Actually,
unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
With Xander and GreenTunic both finishing up there, you overall ends up in 4th place with the top 3 advancing, but it was still a great run to see.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a very exciting race.
Yeah, I mean, like we said this before, you advanced quite a lot regarding
Yeah.
your PBs during the tournament, so that was a really cool progression to see there.
Carbone, I saw that as well.
So
One last time we get to hear this great music. Actually using the ocarina.
I mean, might as well, right? So I guess since I'm out of the tournaments, I want to, I want to thank Cransoon. He was my inspiration to getting me into speedrunning this game. I also want to thank the tournament admins for letting me participate in this tournament.
It was great having you.
Yeah, I will admit that when I came into this tournament, I felt like the most underdog player. Like when I was looking at the people signing up for the tournament, like I saw everybody like getting like 130s and 120s and like mid 120s and like 125s and whatnot. And my PB coming into the tournament was like a 146. And so, I realized that, okay, if I'm gonna have to keep up with these players, then I'm gonna have to play really hard. So, that's pretty much so I basically played this game at least like once every other day, and I'm really happy with how fast I've improved over the course of, you know, from the time that I signed up and up until now.
Yeah, you improved your PB by over 13 minutes within a month.
Yeah, and going 2-2 and coming in fourth on a tiebreaker, that's pretty good. Especially coming from where you were.
Yeah, I mean, you're rank 5 on the tiebreaker race now, so if it, you know, give GreenTunic 5-ish more blue balls and you would have even advanced to the bracket stage.
Dragon giving us this sweet remix of the boss theme.
Yeah.
This is a shame that we bomb trigger this boss and you don't get to hear the music, because it's actually really good music. Except for this remix.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. It's too hasty. And it reminds me that I failed the blob quick kill. The bomb trigger.
It's funny, Dragon failed the bomb trigger. He only had 3 bombs, but he got the quick kill.
Yeah, it reminds me that I failed the bomb trigger. That actually happened to me quite a lot once I did runs on emulator / keyboard. Since I'm running on console, mashing comes in way easier. So, yeah, ever since I haven't failed this much. Let's see if Dragon is opting to go for Devil Skip. Well, I guess he kind of is. Getting it first try. What the hell? Oh no! Sorry, I was mistaken. I thought the one bat was freezing, so now he's trying to YOLOing it. Or not.
What even is
frog
this?
song?
Yeah. Trying to pull up some YOLO strats at the end there. But yeah, for those of you who don't know this trick, using the ocarina actually makes the game skip a frame. And if you're hitting the exact frame where the bat is about to take off to fly towards you, it actually freezes the bat in its position. And what that does... Oh yeah, we're gonna see this now.
Yes, I believe it's like I believe it's the third bat, like the frame of the third bat appears. When
he already has it, and he's still playing the ocarina nonetheless. This is classic.
Dragon, please. I need to eat dinner at some point.
Yeah. What we're seeing now is once Devil is spawning, the game is sending like a weird command, like kill everything on screen, and for whatever weird reason, there's still the bat, and the game thinks that the bat is Devil, and that makes the game spawn the stairs. And I guess it was a really bad explanation, but that's about as far as I'm getting tonight.
Alright, there we go. Dragon is done.
Dragon finishing with an
around now.
SRL time of 1:37.24. Not too bad, considering that he YOLO'd almost all of his runs in the tournament. He's been practicing a lot. So this is, I guess, okay-ish.
Sure.
So yeah, congratulations to Spirister, xandertje10, and GreenTunic, who will advance to the bracket stage. We're gonna have a double elimination round, and they will be joining Black SR, Aulus, Bamboo Shadow, Note Kazoo, and Zegas, being the final 8 runners. We're looking forward to that double elimination bracket stage. Gonna be quite exciting, and yeah, let's see what we will have there in our final stage, the final elimination stage of our LADX 100% tournament 2008.
Looking forward to it.
So, Mchan, thanks so much for joining us here.
Yep, no problem. And thanks for thanks for letting me participate in the tournament. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you, man. This was like a small tournament so far with 18 participants, and I'm glad almost all of us made it through the first stage without any troubles. You know, no scheduling problems. Has been a really tight schedule with our contestants having to finish one match exactly per week. So for some of our schedules, this might be a problem, but also trying to find people for commentating and stuff. Like, it has been really smoothly so far these 4 weeks, and I hope the next 4 weeks of the tournament will be as smooth as it has been so far. So, really looking forward to the final stage there. So I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. And let's check out what we're having on Speed Gaming later tonight. Final Flame, anything you're seeing, anything that catches your interest there?
For once, I wasn't prepared with it open. Let's see.
Oh shit!
What's we got tonight? We've got plenty. We've got, well, right this very moment, over on Speed Gaming 4, they have a Link to the Past Randomizer Overworld Glitches tournament just got underway. They have Super Metroid going on Speed Gaming 5.
That's
coming up shortly.
Tournaments.
Yeah, both Speed Gaming 1 and 3. We have Celeste races. Speed Gaming 2 has Mega Man X. Also tonight, more of the above, plus Final Fantasy IV Randomizer, the Super Metroid Weekly Race, Luigi's Mansion, and maybe some other stuff that's on the schedule as well. Personally, I've been interested in watching the Celeste and Super Metroid tournaments.
Oh yeah, Celeste, you can't miss Celeste on Speed Gaming these days. It's a really large tournament. A really fun race though, like with average runs of 40 to 45 minutes, or maybe the top run is 30-ish minutes. So, and I also like the music of that game. That's really, really
it's
cool.
incredible. I've been listening to the soundtrack the past few days.
Indeed, indeed. So this has been the first stage, the first phase of LADX 100%. More coming up next week. My name is Bamboo Shadow.
I'm Final Flame.
And you guys have a nice evening.